You could either buy the pad see ew in a restaurant or buy these 5 sauces for the same price and make it 50 times. Let's get started. First thing you need to do is get a large pan and put it on very high heat. It doesn't need to be a wok, but you definitely want something with sloped sides that you can pan toss or attempt to pan toss. So, some garlic. Just slice it up. This is a dish where you really have to get everything ready beforehand because it's so fast you cannot be cooking and chopping. Then you could attempt to slice some ginger, but I actually think that the microplane is pretty awesome. It gives you both the juice and like the stringiness of the ginger. If you're using the microplane, probably like half as much ginger as garlic. Some Chinese broccoli, broccolini, broccoli rabe, just something to give it a little bit of green, a little bit of bitterness, and use more of this than you think because it cooks down to nothing. Here we have pork chop. Technically, we're making a pad see ew mu. In Thai, mu means pork. So thin slices. I mean, this is gonna sear on both sides really quickly. Now we have to make our sauce. Starts with healthy boy. You can see right away that it is not the consistency of a soy sauce. Sweet, dark, slightly saline sauce. And I like to do 2 parts of that to 1 part oyster sauce. Combined with this, now you've got something sweet that's also salty and briny. Then you add a little bit of Japanese shoyu. This is actual soy sauce. And then lastly, this is fish sauce, also very thin. It's basically anchovy water. So this is seasoning the dish. Next you have palm sugar. It's sugar from the palm tree. It's more like a caramelized sugar, if you will. But in Thailand, they make a lot of palm oil and palm sugar. Lastly, we have rice noodles. This is a noodle made from rice flour. And I've had these soaking overnight. I have not boiled them. They are gonna cook and steam in here a little bit. We have, these big pieces of greens, and we have these big pieces of pork. So you want, just like an Italian cookery, you want a noodle that matches those large sizes. So it's really important to heat up the pan as much as it can, and what happens is the metal pores start going like this until they're eventually so hot that they stay open. Then you hit it with the oil, like that. Oh baby, see how hot it is? Okay, garlic and ginger go in, and you can see, once you smell it, which is right now, the pork goes in. No joke. The other thing that's cool about the wok is if you put stuff up on the sides, it's a little bit cooler. So you can push the garlic and ginger, up to the side and sort of let the pork have this, really hot spot so we can sear it. So, mixing it in a little bit. You can see the pork's getting a little bit of color in some places. We want a little more before we continue. You want to have color on your pork because that caramelization is flavor. Once we add this, which is going to bring all kinds of moisture, the pan temperature is going to come down and there's going to be no possibility to get the brownness on the meat. You can come in with the broccoli. You can come in with some noodles, believe it or not, right on top like this. And they're going to bring all kinds of water in addition to actual real water. So we got a little bit of water in the pan. See that? The greens have reduced to nothingness. The pork is steamed through. Let's come in with our seasoning. So nice brown color. Let's do a single egg. Right in there. And again, just a little mix. We want the egg at the end. We don't want it to really cook too much. I'd hit it with a little sriracha. So the dish is delicious. It's sweet, it's soft, it's savory, and it takes 3 minutes to cook. Guys, the very first time I made this, I just had a recipe from Thailand. I'd never used any of these ingredients before, and it came out great. So really the key is get everything in place, and then just go for it. Put the sauce at the end so it doesn't burn, and that's it. You can do it. It's a great thing to have in your repertoire.